Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Taurus in October 2020. Hello, Taurus. How are you doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I just saw out of my eye that a card is flipped over here. So, oh, look at that. Hello. Strength card. So I did all this and didn't even see that or didn't even notice that. Some of you guys might be dealing with a Leo, but right now, Taurus, you might be calling upon your inner strength or looking at someone, or it feels like, because you've got that little lion there, that little lion cub, so you might be watching someone gain their inner strength, or you're gaining some type of inner strength, but it feels like maybe the need to hold your ground, hold your boundaries, or watch carefully in a situation is what that feels like. All right, back to our regular intro. Hi, Taurus. Again, hopefully you're well wherever you are. I hope you're safe, happy, and secure at this time. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love in the middle of this pandemic, okay? Taurus, no announcements other than in whatever festivities are. If you're handing out candy, if you're going to costume contests, or just sitting around watching Hocus Pocus all day, make sure you take very good care of yourselves and others, okay? Let's just get into it. Taurus, anything you want from me, it's already in the description box, so the timestamp is down there if you want to jump ahead. The information you need if you want to purchase a personal reading with me is also down there, as well as the link to my Instagram, EmpathicFire Tarot, over there, if you want to give me a follow. If you have a question before you place an order for a reading, feel free to email me at the same address that you see listed down there. And all donations, if you're interested in doing a donation, it's not required or anything like that, clearly. You can use the Cash App link below or the PayPal link below, okay? Yeah, that's about it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's get into it. Please remember, guys, like, share, subscribe, and comment if you want to show support to the channel in those ways that YouTube allows, okay? Let's go ahead and get an outcome for Taurus, please, in October 2020. Outcome for Taurus in October 2020, please show me. Even though there we go. Even though all of your cards came face down, they came fairly quickly. So that it was interesting that we waited a little bit for that outcome. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip everything that came face down for you. Okay. And try and make it look a little nice and neat before we dive in. Because, I care about presentation a little bit. Alright, guys, let's get into it. Please show me where Taurus is in October 2020. Taurus in October 2020, please show me. Got it. Thank you. All right, guys, coming in to October, you start the reading with the Lover's card. Major arcana for Gemini. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini, but you don't have to be. And there are several initials in the tree that you see there. So like, so E and G, K, S, M, D. Maybe that's a W or an H. I don't know. C, it looks like, and then an M and an N or an H, whatever it is. So if any of those letters apply in your life, they're initials or there's some type of significance to you, that might be some synchronicity for you. Take it all with a grain of salt. But I feel, Taurus, the decisions in relationship seem to be very much at the forefront of your mind, very much a concern of yours. Decisions possibly with lovers, long-term, short-term, married, or, complicated situationship, whatever the status, isn't really the point. The point is closeness with others, or being in step with the other person, okay? It can be partners non-romantically, so, just keep an open mind in that regard. It doesn't have to be specifically towards lovers or love relationships, sexual or romantic relationships. It can be business partnerships. But the closeness and the trust and the regard that you have with another person or they have towards you is kind of what this feels like. Because what do we see? We see this, older couple on this bench. And then traditionally when you see like names like that, like tied to a tree or, back in the day it was carving your initials into the trunk of a tree. It's like this permanence, like this long-standing thing. So I feel there's like this interest in the implication of your connections. How long is this going to go on? Or how long have we been going at this? And what is the quality of our connection, right? What is the significance here? There's a lot of questions, not a lot of answers. I got to tell you that. Because it feels like you're wondering about this, Taurus. You're wondering, where is this going? We've been married for X amount of years. What's the next step after this? Is this some of you are like, is this all it's cracked up to be? Is this the best that you yourself can offer your partner, or is it the most that or is this the best that they can offer you? There's just like this, the mood of the thing, the mood of this energy feels to be, is this actually it? Did I make the right choice? Am I making the right choice in this moment? Lots of question marks over what has already been decided or what is being decided upon right now or in the near future. Lots of possibilities, because I'm getting that from like the tree branches, how, if you follow up one of the tree branches and then you go all the way out to the ends of it, you're going to end up in a different spot if you choose one branch over the other. Does that make sense? So there's like endless possibilities regarding what to do in this connection. I feel some of you are confused, or you feel you're confused. There's a difference in me saying that you are confused versus you saying to yourself, I feel confused. There's a slight difference there, and I think that will hit those that need to hear that. But there is this sense of confusion, or this feeling of confusion, because some of you have been invested for a while with a particular person. I'm still saying that this could be open to more than just romantic relationships, but and I'm on it, and that's true. But if I'm honest, like the heavy hitting energy is in your in your love sector, in your romantic sector. Okay, so some of you, I'm not encouraging anything, but this is just what's coming across. It's like you've been with a person for a long time, possibly married or just, very much committed. And you're kind of like, did I make the right choice? Like you're really thinking back over the years, over the events and the life experiences that you've shared with a person. And you don't have to be as old as the two people pictured here, but you've been thinking, did I choose the right path for myself? Someone here is like really, really considering that. And I don't know that necessarily the consideration is, okay, I didn't make the right choice and now I'm going to go about trying to quote unquote correct that choice. I don't think that's even there. I really, it feels like a disappointed feeling. Like if you feel you made the wrong choice in a partner, or if not the wrong choice in a partner, maybe you've made wrong choices in how to interact with that person, how you've been getting along. Maybe you guys have been kind of on the outs. Maybe you're separated or something like that. And it feels like if I hadn't have said this, if I hadn't have done this, then we wouldn't be in this disagreement. We wouldn't be, at each other's throats. So it doesn't even have to be the entirety of the relationship. It could just be an aspect of a relationship, a misunderstanding. There it is. Okay. I'm like, where's this coming from? In some of your cases, and listen, this is a big step for Jay. If you've been with me for a while, some of you, there is some element of a cheating factor. I didn't even look fully at what's down there. There might be a 3 down there, but I'm going to say it, third party situation. And I am going to say some of it was an illicit affair, right? And someone here is thinking, if I hadn't have had, or if this person didn't do the third party thing, would we have been where we are right now? There's like a lot of questioning over what has already transpired and what that means for the future. I don't know that, again, I don't get the sense that most of you are thinking of severing these ties. It's just an evaluation. It's just questioning and feeling confused, like I said, feeling unsure that you did the right thing or what to do. What is the right thing to do now, right? Okay, there. As I look down. Okay, I see it. And so there is a 3 down here. But again, if you've been with me before, one particular presence of a 3 doesn't always equal third party situation, but it came through just in the Lover's card alone, right? So what else happens here? Because that was all that was coming off of that Lover's card. Or let me go ahead and amend this or add a little something. As I said, there's nothing else. Actually, there was a little something else. There is a deep care and affection in this relationship. Again, it's mostly romantic is what I'm picking up off on, but we could be talking about friends, family, business partners, any other type of, interconnectivity between you and another person. But there's a lot of love. There's a lot of affection here. There may be points of bad blood or points of really sour arguments that you are having a hard time getting over, missteps that they made, missteps that you've made, whatever. But the crux or the nooks and the crannies of this is actually very positive, In some of your cases, this is a situation where the love has just kind of died. Not the affection, the love, that's interesting. In some of your cases, like the amorous love, that feeling of being in love is gone, but the love, like care for, affection for, is not gone. Does that make sense? So it's like, it feels like some of you are pondering that. I love this person, but I'm not in love with this person. I care for them. I want the best for them, but I don't necessarily know that we have anything else to offer one another. That's kind of what I'm getting. Okay. So what else happens for Taurus? Please show me. Exactly. So, oh my gosh. Some of you absolutely are in a scenario, and this is a rare one. Maybe I'll put like a little signal in the title of this. This is rare. Some of you are dealing with a situation where a new person has stepped into the fray, stepped on the scene, and it has caused a little bit of an upset in your life, whether it was you who was, you'll see. Okay, so what has happened? There has been a stirring. There has been a stirring of emotions, and it's because of the presence of a new person. Period. Paragraph. That's it. Oh man, this is interesting. New person. Hello. Oh yeah. Woof. Okay. Daughter of water. Daughter of water. Daughter of water. AKA the Page of Cups. Water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We don't have to be talking about a water sign, but they show up as a water sign. So this person is young in their energy. They could be older than whoever's involved in this storyline. They don't have to be, so yeah, I mean, this person looks young, right? This is not like a 50-year-old woman. This is probably someone in their teens or their 20s, right? But they don't have to be that young. Their energy is that way. They're very excitable or visionary, right? They have a lot of creative ideas, this person, and they don't have to be a female. Just because you're looking at a female and it's the daughter of water, we could be talking about a male. And again, it doesn't have to be a water sign, but they're very inventive. They're very imaginative, right? This person is highly creative. I'm sensing like colored hair or like, that's rare that I give like a physical description of a person. This is a rare reading. You're getting a lot of insight that I've never given in a general reading before, I don't think. But I'm sensing somebody who has like a very pronounced, obvious style. Like the way they present themselves is very eclectic, very original, or they make a statement with how they appear. And if they're not physically making statements, they are verbally making statements. This person is unique. This person feels very unique. Because even though we're looking at a young woman, she also looks kind of serious, right? And she also, in some ways, looks a little wise, which is a stretch. Which is a stretch to say for a page, for a daughter. Okay? Again, no gender in a general reading, but like in tarot, pages are not known for wisdom. But this person, I think, has possibly like an old soul kind of vibe, where they might be young in years, but they're old in their wisdom. They just like have insights and understanding about things that you wouldn't believe of a person their age or of their life experience. You know what I mean? They're fun, yes. They're like, this person is fun. They're great at conversing or having conversations with them, or they're very expressive. If they're not great at talking, like they would be an amazing dancer. If they're not great at expressing all of their emotions, they're an incredible writer, something like that. There's just like a way this person expresses themselves through the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they write, dance, laugh, whatever they're doing. You get a sense of them, like kind of straight up. You know what I mean? Like this person possibly doesn't have any secrets. That's an interesting thing to say. Regardless, this person has shown up. And you know them. It could be you've met this person, or your partner met this person. And they have rocked the boat. They have really disrupted what for a while, a long time, was very stable or very patterned. It was predictable. So this is new, unpredictable energy, or energy that was not foreseen. Let's say it that way. Maybe this person isn't unpredictable, but their presence was not forecasted. Nobody saw this person coming, right? But they're here now. Friend, coworker, friend of a friend, online buddy, somebody that you meet in, in social media, sliding into DMs, or somebody, however this person has been encountered, they're here now, or they've arrived whenever they arrived. And the ripple effect of this arrival is contributing a little bit, if not a little bit, a good portion to what I was discussing earlier in that Lover's card, which is that, what have I made the wrong choice? And this is not Jay saying, oh, it's A-okay, this is exactly the way the storyline was supposed to be, or this is exactly what everybody wants. No, I don't, but I'm doing the reading for you, Libra. I said Libra. So maybe some of you are dealing with a Libra. Taurus. I'm doing this reading for you, Taurus. My apologies. And it feels like a lot of you have come to terms with this person and this situation. However it's transpiring for you, how long it's been going on, and who's involved, and what the details are. I feel many of you, not all, are at peace with this. Either because you were the one who did the deed and you knew what you were doing as you did the deed. Some of you might have tried your best to wiggle out of it or lie about it or whatever, but there's no going back is what this feels like. So there's no point in fighting it, or there's no point in making a big stink about it, right? It is, oh God, here we go. I hate saying it, but it is what it is. I hate that phrase so much, but that's how a lot of you are feeling. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it now, right? So this person, and I mean, let me tell you this. It feels like if this person knew there was a relationship in the mix, some didn't know, because there was some shady side biscuit going on, where there were like, like if this was a marriage, and I don't know where you are in the story. You could be this person, by the way, Taurus. You could be that person. So you know where there is. But if there was a marriage, in some cases, this third party, this person from the outside, didn't know that. They had no idea. So, and why do I say that? Because I get a lot of like either no contest or innocence, meaning no contest. Once they learned about, they didn't pursue. In many cases, not in all, so please don't bite my hand off or, rip my head off in the comments. Not all of them came into this situation with ill intention of breaking up a happy home, right? Many of them, whoever this is, it could be you, could be whoever, came in and said, oh, you're in a relationship or there's a complication there, I'm going to back away, or I'm going to respect the boundary here. That's for like a good portion where that boundary was kind of never fully crossed. That's interesting. Because it's still third party, it's still cheating. I don't know about you, and I've been down this road before. Emotional cheating is a thing, you know what I mean? It hurts possibly in a different way than physical cheating, but it is a thing. And so this could have been an emotional affair and not a physical affair. For others of you, it could have been very physical and not emotional, could have been purely sexual. But in any case, it's going to disrupt the home base. It's going to disrupt the pair that we talked about in the lovers, right? So regardless of how it all shakes out in your life, this person was unexpected. They were not foreseen. Nobody knew this person was coming on the scene at all, right? So what else happens, or what else has happened? And for some of you, if this, first of all, this is not your story, if this doesn't resonate at all, thank you for viewing. But for those where it did, I feel it's like either happened a while ago or it's still kind of unfolding right now. Interesting. So you may have been friends with this person first. You may have met this person through friendship, but I'm also getting like, this is like partnered. This is partial. This is a mixed energy, Taurus. Three of abundance, three of water, which is called abundance in this card, in this deck. Thank you, aka Three of Cups. Jeez, I can barely talk. So there's the three that we were talking about, third party situation. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be, just a situation between friends. One BFF feels cheated on because some new BFF, comes on the scene, and it's like drama for some reason. But it feels like this could have been like a mutual friend, like, again, like a friend of a friend or friend of the family, or someone that you've known for a while, like you used to party with this person and it was just friends, but then after a while or because of circumstances, it turned into like a flirty situation, right? The other side that I get to this Three of Water is that there's an interest here. There's an interest to spend time with the Daughter of Water. Or there's an interest from the Daughter of Water towards whoever it is, whether it be you, Taurus, or your partner, or whoever. It's possibly mutual, right? To spend time, to get to know. When we see the Three of Water, traditionally it's three people celebrating, and they're holding up cups, and they're toasting and cheersing and having a good time, right? And in those moments, everybody's, ideally everybody is having the best time of their life. They're engaged, maybe we're a little inebriated, maybe we've had a couple of the hits on a blunt or something like that. Whatever way you party, right? Maybe you're just like playing D&D all night, whatever. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to be involved. So if this is a sideline relationship, a side biscuit third party situation, there was a mutual attraction. This wasn't one person chasing the other and the other person goes, oh no, I could never. I mean, in the case where I think at some point when it became noticeable to someone else, oh, there's a relationship there. Oh wait, I got to put the brakes on that. That's just for some. Some were just like, you're in a relationship? Okay. I can't fight this feeling kind of energy. Again, not giving anybody a pass, but that's the reality, okay? But I gotta let some of you know, it's like, what I'm sensing is like, even if there was a break, like I said, emotional cheating or physical cheating or both, once someone learned about there was a solid relationship still on the table, it stopped, or it's on a pause, or it's, pushed to the side. There was somebody who didn't know how serious the commitment back home was, and once they learned about that, they put the brakes on it. That's for like maybe a few of you. Maybe it's not as many as I'm feeling, but they keep reminding me, not all of these new people on the scene, whoever they are, wherever they are, however they fit into the story, not all of them were just, a-okay with breaking up a commitment or interfering in somebody's relationship, regardless of whether it's on the rocks, regardless of, well, we're separated and it's not that serious and, open, what is that called? Ethically non-monogamous, whatever. Some people are just like, nah, I'm not fucking with that energy because that's an entanglement and I'm not, someone here, there we go. That applies to possibly somebody who is very like deep into their spiritual woo-woo space and doesn't mess around with karmic entanglement or sexual entanglement or spiritual entanglement, whichever way they or you or anybody else wants to conceive of it. Basically, because you've made commitments to a person, but you still live in the same home, you're raising children together, blah, 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 whatever the reason. Oh no, I can't go into that because you're still bound to each other. Even if you have an agreement between two adults that says, hey, we're just going to stick this out because of the lease, or we're going to stick this out because we have a business together, or we're going to stick this out because we raise kids together, but we're free to date other people. To somebody else's ears, that's a no-go, right? So that's very interesting that I'm pointing that out. Regardless, the three of water there is a mutual attraction. This person is attracted to whoever's in the lover's card, whoever's in the commitment, whether that be you or your partner. It's there. The magnetism is there. And the desire, there it is, twofold. The desire is kind of inescapable. And I think that's leading back to what we were talking about earlier in the Lover's card, that level of confusion of not knowing what to do going forward. That's a hard pill to swallow. And I was sort of kind of in that situation a few years ago, I guess. A little taste of Jay's life. I was once on a certain path and I thought things were going a certain way, but then I found out, oh, we're not going that way. Okay. So that's what this feels like. It feels like someone has set themselves on a particular path and there comes this outside person and now the path possibly is shifting. Like I said earlier with the tree branches, instead of going right, now we're going to make a left. And if I go left, that means I have to get rid of some semblance of what I've built up before now. So I don't know that it's a full offer, but it feels, if it's not there, it's wanting to be there. Someone wants this offer if it's not actually there. Ace of Water, aka Ace of Cups, right? I don't know how this goes. Okay, it's probably going in all the ways. So again, if we have a primary relationship, there's one partner who's caught in the middle. They have affection, some type of love for their long-term partner, married or not, committed or, ethically non-monogamous or not, poly or not, whatever the status. They still love that person, but they also have love or affection or care or interest and desire for the side biscuit, daughter of water. So that's their cup. I love you both, perhaps, or I wish I could have you both, or I'm afraid which one to choose, or I'm afraid that maybe I don't have a chance with either of you. Whatever. There's a fear there for that person, whether that be you. I don't know who that is. It's your life, it's your story. You kind of know. Then for the person who's kind of just like the partner who is dealing with the confused person, right? If you're the partner of the cheater, right? I feel that the love offer is, some are willing to let it go, honestly. Some are willing to let it go because they see how uncomfortable the confused partner is. That could be some of you guys, Tauruses. It could be some of you, but I'm not sure. In other cases, they don't want to let it go. They want to fight, or they want to maintain what was theirs. Others are super bitter, and this cup, they just want to retain it so that they can later like smash it over somebody's head or pour it out in front of them and make them suffer. That's for a small percentage. But most, I feel, are either willing to let it go or they want to come to some type of peaceful resolution. If that means we have to sever ties, that's going to hurt me and I don't really want that. And I'm going to, it's like going down with a fight, or not going down without a fight, right? It's like, I know you're confused, but we can get through this. It's like fighting for a love that might not be there. Uh-huh. Or fighting for a quality or a level of love that might not be there. It's not that the love is totally gone, because I really feel in many of your cases, Taurus, this isn't bitter. This isn't like horrible arguments. It's just painful because you still care about each other. And so someone might be looking for that return of the in love feeling, the amorous, undying love, possibly, rooted in the vows that were exchanged. If this was a marriage, there were promises made, and someone doesn't want to let that go. So that might be quote unquote hopeless, right? And then the side biscuit, because they're here too. They're very, unfortunately, to your ears probably, they are important. Side biscuit, I think, wants the brand newness of it, the opportunity of it. Aces are all about opportunity and chances, right? Brand new start of things, from the ground up, seedlings, the potentiality of something. And I think that regardless, again, of how old this person is, because they're a daughter or a page, they are incredibly enthusiastic. They see that the sky's the limit. And so they're very romantic in their desire here. They see possibly this connection as the greatest love of their life, or the greatest love of right now, because some might have a tendency to do this, and they might not know it. And that's I feel like somebody's like, yeah, that chick ain't got nothing of her own. She's always with somebody else's man. Like, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Like, some of you might know this about this person. If you're like friends or like friend of friends, you might know this. Like, I've seen, and I mean, that's kind of like a rule of thumb. Don't have a woman of questionable morale around your man. Like, that's what they say, right? So it feels like some of you know of this person, that they have a pattern of going after or getting ensnared or enamored, thank you, with other people's partners or woman, or man. It doesn't have to be a woman, right? So some of you kind of know that this person, and they show up as a page, so it makes sense. They're not always the most mature. They're not always even though I think this person has some type of wisdom, I stand by that they have a wise soul. They might have a wise soul and wisdom in other areas, but they might be a big old fool when it comes to love and romance, okay? So this person, their angle on the Ace of Cups is very idyllic. Very, rose-tinted glasses. Everything is perfect, and, sky's the limit, rainbows everywhere, unicorns are, doing the electric slide or some shit. Everything is just, it's so much fun. And so they might not know or have ever experienced the long haul of a romantic relationship. They could, this is not a knock, but this is just the truth, they could be using or open to the poly thing or the non-committal thing, like, because it suits them, right? If it's non-committal, non-monogamous, I don't have to worry about setting up shop. I don't have to worry about putting down roots, and that kind of suits them. That's interesting. But that's not for all of them. Some of them are just like, I don't go for that non-monogamous stuff. If you're going to be with me, you're going to be with me, and you're going to get rid of him or her. It's you're going to get rid of that other person and be with me. It's kind of, territorial in some cases. Now, what else happens for Taurus? Please show me. So Taurus, I feel like you have a choice to make. Whether you're the person making the choice between partners, whether you're the person that's, choosing whether to stay and wait for somebody else to make a choice, or whether you're the person standing on the outside looking to kind of have, a very romantic and very passionate connection with another person. I think you have a choice to make. And it's well, maybe not. I don't know. They're making me feel like this is unfortunate. Unfortunate is the word that wanted to come out of my mouth. 4 of Wands, or 4 of Fire, aka 4 of Wands. And that deals with, like I was saying a moment ago, setting up shop, putting down roots. What is the baseline of your life or of this situation, of this connection, or whatever connection you would be moving towards or away from, right? And it feels what is this unfortunate? What's that? It's unfortunate. Thank you. Going back to what I was saying about the Lover's card, it's unfortunate because for some of you, you kind of already have something like this in your life. If you live together with a person, if you've married a person, if you have a family with a person, if you share property or assets with a person, all of that is interwoven between you and another person. It's connectivity. It's connective tissue, right? And so if you are thinking of changing that, of uprooting that in some sense, or disconnecting it in some sense, it's not one, it's not an easy chop. It's not like cut it once and it's gone forever. It's like, no, we'd have to think of what to do with the kids, what's going to go on with our assets, how are we going to divide, there's only one car between us, we live in this modest little, 3-bedroom apartment with an exorbitant mortgage to pay in the middle of this city. How are we going to divide our lives, right? And again, some of you aren't even thinking in those terms. This is coming out very strongly for a few. And I mean, it's kind of what I've seen a lot of people doing, this non-monogamous thing. And again, it could be because of this tie of the four of fire, which is a complication. Hats off to anybody who does it, because I don't know how you could do it and be so emotionally sound. Why am I saying this? Like I just said, you could be two young people or youngish people between the ages of 20 and 40 something, right? You live together, you bought a home together, or you rent a place together, whatever it is. And individually, based on your income, whether you have children or not, whether you own any property or businesses together or not, I don't know the details. But it's very difficult financially to live alone. That's economically true for so many people, right? And so if you have a commitment, I swear to God, this is happening to so many friends of mine or people that I am meeting and talking to, that they live with their exes because they cannot afford to live alone. And whether that's exes because you just dated for a few months and it didn't work out, or exes because you were married for 15 years and the house is in both of your names and you're raising 4 kids together. You know what I mean? Like, that's the reality. And it's unfortunate because I feel for Taurus or your partner or both of you, it's kind of hard to rectify that or reconcile with that. How are we going to be exes who have affection for each other, we care about each other, we wish each other well, but then also go about dating new people? And maybe someone has, and that's all. That's also what I've seen in my life. It's fine so long as neither person is dating anybody, right? But the moment either partner gets a date or starts to see someone on a semi-serious basis or has just like this incredible, passionate connection with another person, and if you know that person, because I said some of you, it's a friend or you know of this person or, whoever, it's not a stranger, right? That can breed really emotionally painful exchanges, painful emotional revelations, and it just becomes, I don't want to say it's toxic in that way that I think people use toxic, but it is some semblance of, it makes people ill. Like, it makes people emotionally, spiritually sick, which can manifest into physical sickness. So for some of you, you might be under the weather. For some of you, you might be depressed and you're thinking, why am I depressed? And subconsciously, it could be because you see your partner going off into another relationship, or you feel guilty because you're having the time of your life with someone new, but your partner's sitting at home twiddling their thumbs, looking like a sad person. This is very ridiculous in the sense of, thank you. I say it's ridiculous because I couldn't do it. I'm too selfish. So I couldn't live through something for like that very long. I have before. I've been down this road maybe twice. And I don't stay in that situation long because it's unhealthy for me. I have to leave. As an empathic person, I just can't do it, right? So I bounce. I never have been in a situation where I have had that much of an intermingling between myself and another person that I couldn't detach fairly well. It's not a quick chop, like I said. I don't think many people can do a quick chop and walk off and both people go in their separate directions. But that's what I feel here. There's not an actual attempt to cut it off. And that could be the confusion, or that could be what you're evaluating and the choices that you have to make going forward. Not only, again, are you evaluating choices that you've made in the past, you're evaluating choices that you have to make in your present moment as they will lead to your future moments. And it's unfortunate, again, this word of unfortunate, that you are so intermingled with another person, either financially, because of children and other family obligations, what have you. For some of you, it's medical reasons, right? You might be someone's primary caretaker in a partnership. Something may have happened to your partner, and you're their carer, right? How can you leave this person? How can you sever from them? You can't. Lord. Excuse me. Two of fire, aka Two of Wands. So here we go. Choice points. And look at this. This is a battle. And for many of you, okay, this just got a little spicy. For some of you, you're having to fight other people in your life over your decisions in this relationship. So what did I just say? In that example that I just said, where you are kind of taking care of your partner, whoever they are, however long you've been together, whatever the status is, right? And their family, their friends could have something to say about what's going on here. You or whoever the quote unquote bad guy is could be getting, raked over the coals by other people. And because look at this, arm wrestling contest, lightning strikes in the background. This is explosive energy. It's very dynamic. It's not, as much as I think Taurus, most of the time, you guys like to keep it cool. You don't like a lot of kerfuffle in your life. Not a lot of, dust-ups in your life. You'll do it or you'll get engaged, but you don't like to initiate that energy most times, right? And it feels like other people or the decisions that you're making can cause a dust-up, and you don't want any parts of it. Especially if I'm honest, it feels like friends and family that don't know the details. And this is interesting. I had a conversation about this with my brother a couple days ago. Not in a situation like this, but I have had a couple of blow-ups in my life, and more than a couple. But I recall one where I was disagreeing with a person, and they were trying to tell me the quality of a relationship that I had with another person. That's what this feels like. Someone is saying to you, Taurus, or to your partner or whoever, they're coming in with their ideals of what your relationship is or what it's supposed to be, and it's insulting to you and or your partner. For, again, just to point out this example, it's very, quote unquote, non-traditional to do the polyamorous, non-monogamous thing, right? And family members or friends who are, again, more, quote unquote, traditional, they might not understand that, and they might actually rebuff it or reject it or just downright call it stupid, crazy, all kinds of criticisms there, right? And that can ruffle people's feathers. This feels like, again, any decision that you and or your partner are making at this time is under a microscope or under some type of evaluation or criticism from other people, and that causes possibly arguments. And that's not typical for the Two of Fire, but that's how it that's how it's shown up. And here we go, because I'm transitioning. I'm transitioning to the end. I'm like, why are we talking about this? What's the outcome here? Oh boy, the Tower. So no matter how you shake this, Taurus, this is going to end with a shakeup. This is going to end with things being changed, for better, for worse, but certainly very pivotal changes. I feel and I hope, interesting, I feel and I hope. I guess I'm going to stick with that language. I feel and I hope. Well, I hope because I don't wish ill will on anybody. But it does feel that after the storm, after the explosive, very upsetting moments and turns and complications of this situation, it's all going to work out the way it's supposed to. And that's kind of an inherent, meaning of the Tower anyway. It's unpleasant to experience, but what happens on the other side of the Tower is actually for the better. It will serve in hindsight. You'll be able to look back and say, even though that was a nightmare, look where I am now, or look where we are now, or look how this turned out. It's going to serve you in the long run. However, in the short term, in the up and coming, it's going to feel like crap. You're going to feel like crap. They're going to feel like crap. People are going to be shouting. People might be crying. People might get super rowdy, and maybe, I hope not, please don't do this. This is not an endorsement, but people might, get physically, get into physical altercations. It feels really unavoidable because the Tower, often you'll hear readers say, is unavoidable. It's inevitable. It's a major arcana card. So, by the way, that's secondary major arcana for Scorpio. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but you don't have to be. It will be this way. Or rather, the upset will happen, right? That's how the universe, spirit, God, your guides, or whatever, that's how they get shit done that needs to be done sometimes. Where if we don't make certain decisions to a fire, the lovers, on our own, the universe steps in and makes it for us. Or sets forth certain circumstances and events in your life to kind of force you to choose, or force you to take action, or force you to, say what needs to be said. Things like that. So Tower moments can be big and small, but they are always, always, always pivotal, always, always, always big turning points in your life. Okay? You might not appreciate them in the moment. Like I said, they probably will suck. They'll feel crappy and you won't enjoy it, but it is in the long run for the best, is what that feels like. Again, it's a tarot reading. Take it all with a grain of salt. Please always use your own discernment. Make your own choices. Please don't be hanging on every word that I or any other tarot reader says, okay? Overall energy here is the 8 of Wands, swiftness. Now, that's very interesting. That immediately is talking back to, for some of you, the arrival of the third party. It came quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like, how these cars sound on the racetrack. No clue that this person was going to show on the scene. And the development of the relationship, in whatever way it has developed, came so quickly. Like, out of nowhere, these feelings were lit on fire. And again, for some of you, this person was around for a while. As a friend, a casual acquaintance, the ex-partner of your old friend from college, and you just thought, we just hang out together and we just talk online because we both like playing video games, or we both love watching Scandal, or whatever the hell it is, or, there's like all these... Scandal. I mean, Scandal was around a while ago, so maybe that's still pertinent for some of you. But you know what I mean? It's like... it's almost like some of you might feel you let this person into your life and they're destroying your life. Like, I trusted him or her. I thought that we were friends and they stabbed me in the back. They stole my man. They stole my woman, whatever. And so that's where the swiftness comes in. No idea that this person and your partner, or this person and you, we're gonna have that type of connection, right? Unsuspecting. Very interesting. And also the 8 of Fire can talk about communication. So could have been a lot of secret, text messages going back and forth, or some, secret element could have been there for a few, but that's more a detail that you already know or you just got affirmed of, okay? But Taurus, we're going to leave it there because, that's it. Taurus, if you like this message, if you like this reading, please leave a like down below. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated. That would be amazing. Please feel free to share the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed, my friends, okay? Taurus, I'll be back in a couple of weeks to do the mid-October readings. Again, happy Halloween. If you are celebrating, please be safe out there. And if you are interested in getting a personal reading with me, that information is down below, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.